What height of cut are you wanting to cut at? Do you want to cut at an inch and a half, an inch, a half inch, a quarter? Do you have a putting green that you want to cut? Well, if you're going to use a real mower, then you probably better not go above an inch. Now, not that some of them can't go up that high, but really you shouldn't go above an inch. I mean, you're going to have so much grass up there that the grass is going to lay over as you're mowing, especially if you have a front roller. If you have a front roller and it's rolling, the grass will lay itself over, and then your reel will be trying to cut it. And if it's too tall, it's just going to have an uneven cut. Now, if you don't have a front roller, you may be able to cut at an inch and a half because your front roller is not going to be pushing that grass over. But real mowers are really meant to be used to cut lower, especially like greens mowers. I mean, greens mowers are like an inch and down. And depending on how high you want to cut is going to depend on your real mower, what blade count that you need. If you're going to cut a putting green, you're going to need an 11 blade or a 15 blade because the space in between the blades is less. So there's not as much room for grass to poke up through the blades as it's spinning. Now, the less blades you have, like an 8 blade or McLean's have like a 7 blade, there's even some 5 blades out there. The less blades you have, the higher you can go because you have more space in between the reel blades for grass to get inside there. So if you have a 11 blade reel and you're trying to cut an inch, there's just not enough room as the blade spins for grass to get in between the blades and get cut on the bed knife. So those are really meant to be for really low cuts. Now, if you have an 8 blade or a 7 blade and your reel's spinning, you're going to have more room for the grass to get inside there, and it's going to create a better quality of cut. So depending on how high you want to maintain your yard, it may depend on how bumpy your yard is. Maybe your yard's a little bit more slopey and bumpy, and you want to keep it a little higher. So a half inch to an inch, I would go like 8 blade. You might be able to get away with an 11 blade up to about 0.75. But anywhere from a half inch down, you're going to need an 11. You're going to need an 11 blade or a 15 blade or a 14 blade. It's not that an 8 blade or a 7 blade won't cut your grass down that low. It just won't look as good. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for real mowers, the blade count on how high you're wanting to